Q&Asa. Game on daily.
Welcome to the world of Q&Asa, where we have a very special... Oh no. I apologise. Tony, please don't do that again. Welcome to a very special Q&Asa, where we've got the Xbox Developer Direct ahead of us, which is going to be a wonderful time for everybody. Gamsley, you're busy. Gamsley, you're doing this elsewhere. We've got Developer Direct. And we're obviously going to cover that here. I meant to start at 7:30 so that we could get the conversation going, but of all the days to have technical difficulties, it was today. This, one of the last Thursday Q&Asas of all time. Oh, loads of things have happened, Tony. Loads of things have happened. Anthony, you got 8 screens. Yeah, but you got to concentrate. So Developer Direct starts in 20 minutes. I'm going to bring up the YouTube channel ready to go. And what we're going to do is we're not going to spend this 20 minutes talking about what's going to be in Developer Direct, because we've been over that for the last week. What we're going to do is talk about what we've been playing. So what's everyone been playing? Because, you know, that's how we always start Q&Asa. This is still Q&Asa day. We're going to get it done. And we're going to run it like normal. We're just going to interrupt with Developer Direct for an hour in the middle. No Twitch emojis. You don't need to worry. I'm fixing it as we speak. Let's set this to studio mode. Find my little overlays and hide those away. So the Twitch stuff is only supposed to show on Twitch. For Q&Asa, I run things slightly differently to the rest of the week, and it's actually the same stream going to both, kind of, almost. That's not exactly true, because that would be way too simple, and I don't do things simple. You've been playing Twitter, you monster, you monster. Thank you everyone that's here, by the way. That's like... There's a bunch of you that have come along. Yes, episode 13. It is a Halo background. Dave Max here. Joe's here. You've been playing Immortals of Avium. Please tell me that you don't hate it. This is a repeat background. It's, I figured, quick, find something Xbox, because Developer Direct's on today. Quick, find something Xbox. And Halo is an obvious choice when you're trying to find something Xbox, right? In terms of brand identity. Tony, surprised that I did not notice. Did not notice what? The emojis came up on YouTube last stream. No, they didn't. No, they didn't, you liar. Last stream being yesterday. Banjo. Ha! Banjo, sharp. Well, thank you, Tony. I will fix that for the next one. Episode 13 is a bot. I hope you're using that in the way that we allow. In the way that I'm a bot. Absolute robot. Fed up with that pissing game. You're fed up with Banjo. That is fair enough. Tell me what you've been playing there, everyone. So, Dave has started The Last of Us. The first one. Last of Us Part 1 Remaster. Or did you get the remaster of the second one that came out a few days ago? The remaster of the second one is only like a 10 quid update, so I'm going to get that because it's only 10 quid. But it does make me think I should play the updated Part 1 at some point. I know, PlayStation, boo. But that's not true, is it? So I mean to play that. Replicant, you still been on World of Warcraft and Fort Solis. So World of Warcraft, I still have a pull, like I still want to do it, but nobody wants to watch, which makes it more difficult. Painful Discourse, you've not played much, lots of work, and you're sick. But you played Was it Rocket League that you jumped on with us? You played something with us on the Sunday. It was a long time ago, so I can't really remember. Patrick, you've been playing Vampire Survivors Adventure Mode. I didn't know that Vampire Survivors has modes. Is Adventure Mode like an easy mode where the enemies don't attack you anymore? What's Adventure Mode? I know they added co-op, but... It was Halo on Sunday, and you've been playing Darkside and Unravel. I played Prince of Persia yesterday. Everybody loves Prince of Persia at the moment. I don't love Prince of Persia. I enjoyed the first, like the opening moments of sliding everywhere for the sake of sliding everywhere, but that wore thin pretty quickly, and the rest of it started thin. Ali Alzido, GTA 6 day one on Game Pass. No, that would be a hell of a play, but seems unlikely. So I'm still on Stardew Valley. Are you playing Stardew Valley right now? Dave Mack is going to just keep on reeling off PlayStation games, I think, just to upset episode 13. But we're going to chip away at episode 13 until he's fine with it. And one day he's going to end up with a PlayStation as well. One day, right after he gets that YouTube badge. Prince of Persia looked average to you. It's not your genre, so what do you know? Well, that's my position as well, because it is a Metroidvania. Metroidvanias and roguelikes, like, give me those genres and all I see, don't see the letters, I see that recycling symbol, the 3 arrows. World famous, universally recognized recycling symbol is what those genres mean to me. Foam Stars Game of the Year. Do you know, so Foam Stars, for those that don't know, we can always through this because the Xbox thing hasn't started yet. The Foam Stars apparently headlines PlayStation Plus in February, which means for at least, I say at least, probably only just one Sunday community stream, we're going to do Foam Stars. I'm going to get the PlayStation people to come to a community stream because it is so rare that we find a game on a service that I can insist people download. I know a lot of you have got PlayStations. You're going to have to install Foam Stars, even though it looks utterly wank. And we're going to play at least a couple of rounds. Can I not slander Metroidvania? Gamsley, if only there were some podcasts where we could discuss our tastes in games and things. But yeah, Metroidvania's recycling symbols. It's all I've got for it. And there's probably some good ones. But it's not, if you look at genres and things that appeal to you, Metroidvania is on the list of, well, right, that's in the negative box. Oh, it looks good. The combat's great. The platforming's awesome. It's responsive. It's flashy. It sounds good. I like the theme. Yeah, Metroidvania though. Yeah. Is it on PlayStation 4? It is Painful Discourse. It is. FCW, you want Prince of Persia, you're hoping it goes into Steam sometime. Do you not console? I've got the Ubisoft Plus thing that let me download it on console. PlayStation sucks. Oh, Dave, calm yourself down. You're going to play Foam Stars with us. Replicant, it could be fun. It looks awful. And I think Splatoon could be really fun. Like Splatoon, I don't play it because it's on the wrong console. Like it's on that little Switch. But it looks very, I like little squid people as characters. I want to play Splatoon. That Foam Stars doesn't appeal in the same way at all. And it's not just because of their use of AI art. Alex, this is the Q&A of the day. So you can't ask me what my thoughts are on Indiana Jones. You can, because we're going to do questions, the Q&A stuff after the show. So we will have thoughts on Indiana Jones at that point in time. Isla has a PlayStation 4. Yeah, you're going to have to get that set up. No, you need PlayStation Plus though. So you need at least a month of their subscription service to get on Foam Stars. I know you're tempted by, because there's just something about it, Foam Stars, the name, the vibe, the feel of it, the power, everybody wants. I don't know how much it is. How much is PlayStation Plus in the UK? Like millions. FTW, you got a PlayStation 5, but you buy PlayStation 5 games physical and you try and get games on Steam first if possible. So, like Prince of Persia, I think, I don't think it has a PC advantage as such. Detective Seeds, how you doing? Good to see you here. Really solid week. Loads of stuff cooking at the moment that's very exciting, and it's keeping me on my toes and busy. And obviously we're getting ready for Developer Direct, but we're not like so much talking about that yet because it's Developer Direct. We know the games that are there more or less. I've seen a weird bit of art just then. That's okay. Let me find the Xbox channel. That's going to be where Developer Direct is, isn't it? X. How do you spell Xbox? Does anybody know? Sorry, I think I've got it. Outrageous. I typed in the word Xbox and the top result was IGN. Good for them, eh? Good for them. Right, that's ready. We'll be there. So, Painful Discourse, what was your question? More or less what? I didn't put Developer Direct in the Twitch title. My Twitch title, because I'm really, really bad at setting Twitch titles, it sets automatically for me. You're welcome to change it if you want to. What is then more or less? Then more or less. Oh, it's just an expression. More or less, approximately. I don't know. What did I don't remember what I said, Painful Discourse. This is way too confusing. You're allowed to ask any kind of questions you want, apart from, like, asking me what I just recently said, because that's very difficult. Dodge, welcome back from the shower and pickups and stuff you've been doing. It's more or less English. Do we know more or less? Tell me what you know. No, we know more or less what games are there, right? We know the 4 games that are going to be there. We don't know the extra bits and pieces. Xbox have said that it's like, I think Xbox have said it's 10 to 11 minutes for each game. And it's, Bethesda have said that their Elder Scrolls Online thing is immediately off the back of it. So there's room for a couple of surprises, time-wise. Oh no, Replicant's just come in and said it's 48 minutes long, so there's room for one surprise. Or someone's been lying to me elsewhere, but the speculation stuff's boring, right? It's on in 10 minutes. We're going to watch it. We're going to find out. We're going to see what all of these games are all about. Tell you what to think. I will tell you exactly what to think and what to buy, Painful Discourse, as soon as I receive my sponsorship money from various people and brands, you know? Can't tell you what to think until I've been paid to tell you what to think. But then, you better believe it. Let's go Indiana Jones third person. You love your third person. I still, as I said to you on Saturday, whenever it was, the IP doesn't appeal to me at all. Like, yeah, it's all right. It might turn out good. I'm excited to see the game because, you know, good developer and all of that stuff. It's gonna have a lot of pressure to be good, so it probably will deliver and it probably will be good. But unlike you, Detective Seeds, I still don't massively like that other thing. Jump scares are supposed to be disabled, Isla. I am reading Twitch chat. Please tell me that when you look at the channel rewards, it says that that one is unavailable. It wouldn't play if it is available, but it shouldn't. Nah, it's disabled along with the other parts. Oh, actually, fuck, it's not. But it shouldn't be available. It should be paused. It's not there today. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you, bot, for running things correctly. Alice, you finally beat Robocop and it was spectacular. Can you lend it to me, please? I would like to play Robocop. I did panic. I don't want the developer direct to have jump scares running through it. It'll be disruptive, you know. I don't mind. I don't know. No pancakes. We're safe. So, we're nearly there. Robocop is fire. I've only heard good things about Robocop. It's on GeForce now. You can't lend it to me, can you? It's a shame you can't game share on Steam. You can game share on Steam. Like, in one sense, it's generous in that you can share with 10 people, but you can't simultaneously play stuff. Why did I disable the jump scares, Dave Mack? You know full well. You know full well. How what, Alex? How do you game share on Steam? It's got up to 10 people, family and computer sharing over there. Evening, Wayne. How's it going? How much is what? Robocop? Dunno. Some. It costs some money. You know what else costs some money? Rebranding a YouTube channel and setting up multiple new podcasts. So, money is not a thing that is lying around. You can chip in $4 and buy it for me. No, Patrick. Thank you, but no, it's okay. I'll get it eventually. It will come around. Things will turn around and you can get all of the games eventually. Can we do Ready or Not sometime? I've heard the name, but I don't know what it is, Dodge, so I'm just going to say yes. Absolutely, we can. We can do everything. Everything. Exactly, Dave Mac. I do have some fancy stuff. Don't chip in and buy me a game. I have lavish things. Yeah, I do. I'm definitely not loaded anymore there. No. Welcome, Kratos. Help you manifest her. Your cat, I'm assuming. She'll be back. She's always back. You can share games on Steam. Does it share the whole account? Or can you share a specific game? No, it's the whole account. It's the whole account and you can't simultaneously access it. So, in that sense, it's worse than the other platforms. In terms of number of people, it's good. Nothing wrong with doing something nice for someone, even if they can afford it themselves. That is true, Patrick. That is true. But you have a 1419 as well. Fantastic. Steam sharing is shit. Steam sharing is... I mean, obviously they don't let you actually share stuff. It would be wild if they did. That would be cool. But, you know, digital's digital. You can't share a disc any better than you can share a Steam game. So they're not, like, absolutely on the wrong lines. Why is someone yelling my name on the stream? Kian! I have to see. I have to see what's going on. Like, if I bring this up early, someone is yelling my name on the official Xbox stream, and I don't know why. Must be some other person, like, that's hijacking my name. Bastards. Bastards. Anyway, we'll be watching that in a minute. What am I drinking? This is coffee. Coffee with Baileys. The best kind of coffee. They're still doing it. Killer Nation, how's it going? What have you been playing? We've still got 6 minutes of talking about what we've been playing before the Xbox Developer Direct starts. The Taken demo still available. The Tekken demo. They normally, they didn't mention that that's a limited time demo or anything like that. I think that will remain once the game is out and running. Nuh-uh. What's nuh-uh? About Bailey's being the best kind of coffee? Your old aunt knows exactly how to drink the best kind of coffee. Looks like milk that fell down the toilet. Have you ever tried to retrieve milk that's fallen down the toilet, Dave? I have. It's ineffective and it doesn't end up looking like this. This is delicious. If you don't like Bailey's, then you're crooked. That would be a weird position to take. There's a lot of Baileys in it as well. Good. It is a tasty drink. Right, 5 minutes till Developer Direct. Did I just remember what I said a minute ago? That seems unlikely. When did I do that? How? You've lost me. I don't know. No, I didn't. So, you can't drink because of a rib injury. A rib injury? As in you're on some painkillers that don't mix with alcohol. What on earth can I hear? I like it. This was an accidental choice of OST, but I'm in the mood for a little shanty. Let's have it. Your uncle would put shots of alcohol in ice cream. The Gaming Crypt. There's a name I haven't seen around. How's it going? Dad, you can't drink because you're not a normal human. You can't drink because you've chosen not to, and I have nothing but respect for that. You keep at it. Don't slip on the Baileys just because I said it's delicious. You were reacting to the coffee nonsense. What coffee nonsense? We haven't even spoken about coffee. Ah, it's wild. I don't know why there's a shanty in the background. I know exactly why, but I can't say because you lot have to identify the OST for yourselves. So, I'm going to bring up... No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I'm going to put the screen up. When it actually starts, let's see if this is all in order and working or if I fucked it up. Yeah, we'll watch it small mode. We'll watch it with me out the way. Don't really want those borders either. But it doesn't matter, right? So I would say in terms of the developer direct, the stream quality of it is not going to be perfect any way that you watch it. So we're just going to accept it for what it is. And then watch them at a nice high quality when they've uploaded the videos properly. Where is dark mode? You know, not on this browser. This is why I stream, come off of Top Chat. Isla, this is the official Xbox stream. Do you really want to read this shit? I'm keeping it. I want even more Top Chat. Super limited. Hell no. I know it's built into YouTube. Look, I use it on. Fuck, I don't know. I use dark mode on most things. For this, I've got like one of my signatures for the channel is HDR, and I want to blind you all. I'm not using HDR right now though, so you figured I would use Opera? No, of course not. Gross. Right, stop judging the damn browser. We're going back to here. And we're going to watch it in small screen because of you. Because of all of you. I don't want to use Opera. Weird ownership over there. Chrome is fine. Well, thank you, episode 13. But I don't need your permission to use a particular browser. Edge is fine. I use Chrome, Firefox, Edge. And I have got Opera. And I've got a few others because Game On Daily is a website that needed some testing once upon a time. So I have many browsers. The stream paused for you. That's because you pressed pause. You panicked. Unpause it. Does Chrome not eat memory? Chrome by reputation eats memory. Edge by reputation is a bad and slow browser. I don't think either thing is particularly true. Edge is my actual choice on usability. Firefox was once upon a time, but it's lagged behind. So. Not that we care about that, right? Freaking browser talk. Who are you? Stop it. Dark mode, light mode. Do you want it in a window, or do you want it in the theater mode? Vote quickly because it's about to start. I'm gonna mute the delightful pirate shanties. Ready for the audio to kick in. When I show the DD, can I do it without their chat? Yeah, Pete, I can't maximize it until it starts, is all. Full screen inside the window. We'll do that. We'll do that. What I'll do for you, though, as a treat, just this once. It can go. Fuck! Why is it so loud? Now, I should be able to full screen it. But what I meant to do there was put it in front of everything. It's even in front of me. Look, I'm behind the screen now. That's unusual. Your head hurts, you're dying. Don't die, please. We're going to go with quite loud for the developer direct because I'm going to try not to talk over the good bits. Your immersion's fine, the screen has just moved forwards. Here we go, here we go. Oh, I started. Boozy the Clown. Gaz was too hyper. Well, it's not even started. He can't be hyper yet. Of course he can. You're welcome. I'm going to be pretty quiet for the good bits. Oh, here's the good bits. Fuck. Wait. It's 18. That means it's okay that I said fuck. I don't like it. Four studios. 4 unique games, so they're not going to do the scribble out this time. Are we only getting 4? Every insider been wrong. That would be weird. This, by the way, is why all of your games get delayed. Cartwheels and Dungeons and Dragons, now you know. Stream volume up. Oh. Okay. So at this point in the last one, last year, they'd already scribbled out the 4 and told you that there were 5.
Welcome to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands, a frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian,
Well, does that know what the secret is?
Worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different. We set out to blend the believable and fantastical to give players a world and experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of ARA. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world.
Is it
when
loud
it comes
enough?
to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG. Here to talk more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel Paramo, Gameplay Director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks. If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can play however you want. Equip a sword and shield and charge into battle. Dual-wield pistols and control the encounter mid-range. Or even dual-wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage. You could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have ample choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp. the third region you'll explore on your journey through the Living Lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these
said I could
fallen
play however I
soldiers.
want.
And as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge.
He's moaning episode 13.
Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Tom, first game.
Making the right choice isn't always what it seems. We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
That's the best bit.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I
should whistle more because of those teeth.
Monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave.
Yes, Avowed. It's going to be awesome, Tom.
I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him, if you believe that he fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience.
He says swath.
By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes.
Makings of a strong beard, it's not there yet.
All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand and marching in towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
I don't think the reception to that trailer will be very hot from people that don't already play Obsidian games. Okay, good. Next up, I'm ready. 424. Someone write these down because I'm going to forget. L. No, Tony, it's going to be brilliant. But it didn't show that well there in terms of like cinematic trailer kind of experience. Which ARA also won't show well in that sense because they're just not that kind of game. Hellblade, on the other hand, you'd expect to show nicely. So here we go. Whoa.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about.
Shorter.
And that we hope you care about too.
How shorter?
Do you see how the pitiless world stamps you down?
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Hope has a lot of stealth.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Troika, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover. Senua will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover along with us how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Not shorter than the first game, a shorter adventure like relative to contemporary games, I guess.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel. One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
You have to, episode 13.
Better than anyone, better than I do.
Xbox will disown you if you don't play it.
And she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion to help suspend your disbelief and
it's got rain.
Story. We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Has a conversation point.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space In the first game, we only applied to
Who's
the
moaning?
voices that Senua
Where?
listens in her head. In this game, through a spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
They don't do their marketing, FTW. Grin and bear it.
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music.
Their very own
so
furries,
this
was
all
that?
creates a very immersive and a very special and unique experience.
I'm sure he just said their very own furries.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep
He's
growing
going to
and
stab
keep changing.
someone at any minute.
So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care, and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey, a journey that you can embark on May 21st.
Date specific, May. So we've got May for this one, fall for the other one. The first game was something special, very difficult to follow up with a sequel. We will talk about it obviously in more depth afterwards, because the combat stuff, there are valid conversations to have around it, especially after certain things that they said in the run-up. Uh-oh. We've got the 5th game. Square Enix. That's the Final Fantasy 14 beta. That doesn't count. Get out. We don't need your PlayStation 3 games interrupting the show. But who is playing this? If that is what it is, actually. It's got lots of puppies.
Greetings, Xbox players. My name is Masaru Oyamada, producer for the Mana series here at Square Enix. 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を
Visions of
Xbox
Mana
ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて大変光栄です。コンソールゲームとしては約17年ぶりとなる聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛をテーマに、個性豊かなキャラクターたち、心に響く楽曲の数々、武器の特性を生かして戦うアクション RPG としてこれまでに17作発売され、長らく愛されてきました。
A lot of Mana games.
本作は30年以
I played
上
one on
の
the
歴
Super
史ある
Nintendo.
シリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
That was a little sample of what games are like without music.
聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに 聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Shi from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game.
He's a character. I like him. I like this game now just because of this guy.
初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品でそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
This gameplay is not doing a lot for me, but
聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する、海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には
that's the guy you rescue in the Q&Asa games. He's getting beaten up down the street alley.
登場します。陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックル。ピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
新たな仲間を考えるにあたっては、今作のマスコットキャラクターになるくらい可愛い動物にしたいという漠然とした思いがありました。その上で、
comments through the window of his limousine,
見
for
た目はア
sure.
ルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメ
It
ー
does
ジが
look a lot
浮か
like
んで
Dragon
きて、
Quest, yes.
それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが
Oh, they're still
全
going on
100
this one.
曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでく
I
れました。
like
新
that
たな
this is
試み
coming
とし
to
てフィール
Xbox,
ドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに
but
体
this
験
is
でき
quite a
るよ
long
う
segment.
今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
How long has this been going? What, the mana stuff? 12 years? So much better with a bit of music to play with the combat. It looks alright, like the combat doesn't look
アクショ
terrible,
ン
but
RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
combat looks like it would really fit a brand new Phantasy Star Online.
武器での攻撃だけでなく魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。
It's got that kind of
そして
pacing.
本作ならではの特徴として聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けしてくれるようになります。精霊によっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
Yeah, as far as I know, they're just single player games.
オリジナルモンスターやピックリ
It's
も
definitely
注目してほしいの
multiplayer,
ですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは
Is it here because it's on
聖剣
Game
伝説らし
Pass?
さを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
Yes, boss.
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
He's thanking us for saving him from the street thugs. You're welcome, fella. You're welcome. So, summer. No Game Pass note there. So, Desi, you don't need to be down with the kids. It's a 30-year-old IP. You need to be down with the middle-aged adults that had Super Nintendos. It shows a change in relationship, Replicant, where Microsoft are beholden to Square Enix or Squaresoft and will allow them space in their premiere shows just to get a mana game.
And welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio in 2013 with our decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time, like Civilization V. We came together to create something new and innovative in a genre we all love.
I'm very curious about this
one.
one.
Is the game we've dreamt of making.
ARA is an homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same.
That's what you meant in the show.
With ARA, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is ARA, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For ARA, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency.
Pete, remind us what the 4Xs are.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into ARA is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes.
Look what you can build it up to. It's going to be awesome,
like
probably, maybe.
Occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of ARA is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of ARA, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige,
right now, Dodge. I've not got time. Soon. Give it a couple of weeks.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might? Scientific advancement? The choice is theirs. In ARA, there are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play ARA, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible
Not when I play,
architectural
Pete.
achievements
At least one of the X's is explode.
Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of ARA that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in ARA compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in ARA at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities and citizens' lives, and even manufacturing the weapons necessary to draft military units. The crafting system in ARA encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In ARA, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios.
You get the Discord access as well.
This system makes ARA just feel more real. In a typical strategy
That's awesome.
game,
Do get on Discord if you can. It's
an
an awesome place.
With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through
all
of history and picking what to include. For ARA, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but leaders come in so many different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural prodigies, and many more.
Each leader in ARA has a number of special abilities determined by their personality traits, as well as a powerful and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play, and even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
Only downside for this for me, I want to try a 4X, but Age of Wonders might be more fun.
To really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making ARA for. You.
Here's good. Yes,
thank you. Building the game
Anna.
alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive. We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just,
"Cougars, cougars,
cougars, I hate cougars!
Someone get these feline demons away from me." I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other.
And
we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of ARA is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play ARA and to create your own history.
Dodge is a saint with a rough exterior. Thank you for another super chat. And yes, that will go towards rebranding. Oh, that worked, Roberta. So the super chat got echoed over to Twitch as well. I forgot I set that up. YouTube's not updating. What do you mean, Pete? What's not updating?
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We
it's
are
Indy.
really excited
I wasn't
to finally
watching.
be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
His name is Jerk, the poor guy.
Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones
Or they're just really mean with the title.
the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones. You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to help bring it to life.
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had this idea
Get out, Todd.
for what
You're
it would
busy.
be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life it was in, what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because look, it's, you know, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Let me tell you what you are missing, Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game, I was playing you. You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life.
People are going to put this side by side with Uncharted trailers, for sure.
Up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Myths.
Very first person.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years
Got Rain
of
unhappy.
humanity's thoughts and beliefs, scattered and buried.
Got puzzles, I'm unhappy. Puzzles in the rain? Could work.
Can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me. Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you
It
could
does have to look as good,
perfectly
episode
aligned circle.
13. The full console generation later.
I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up? Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle. You have any idea how old that was?
No idea, replicant.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people.
Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories. Most of us grew up with his adventures and have been fans of the movies and the character for years.
He's a brilliant
See,
archaeologist.
this is why it got delayed. It was supposed to come out last year, this one, but they're all sitting out on that little pantry.
And for us, he's
Eating
synonymous
crumpets.
with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built. We believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key, making each action feel like your own.
Whether it's cracking your whip, solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight, all of these moments are much more intense in first person.
But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
When our game begins,
Brain.
Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the
I
strings
actually think
of a
this looks
mystery,
good, by the
and
way.
it all
but-
unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
On next plane to Rome. Stop. Need help. Stop. Meet me in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation. The most authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
There's a, like...
Sure,
That's
there
a
will be
problem.
some obstacles that will be more easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing enemy patrols and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal.
Nice to hear, Pete. I'm glad you are.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
Yes.
John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
We also take a very movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are
The music and the style of the
and they'll
stunts
need
is where they're
each
nailing
other
it.
in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
But
Okay then, let's see if you can keep up.
Fine. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly
Look at my
intelligent
eyebrows, though.
and the perfect foil for Indy.
Not her
They're
as the
both
character
brilliant
model.
people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under in the skin. It's
Better in game than they were on their little model viewer.
In the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach
Oh,
any given
not
situation
stealth. I
is
don't
up
have to do
you.
that.
You may
Thank you.
choose to sneak around an
I
enemy
will do it in
patrol,
VR,
or
thank you very
maybe
much.
you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the
That
game.
makes it.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip, and hopefully a little bit more. Puzzles are a key feature in our game. The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
It does.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this
to care
world
about
of
this one,
mystery
but
where anything could potentially hide a
they've
secret.
done a lot right.
The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for
It's
our big
Jack.
reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these rollercoaster experiences with huge set pieces, surprising twists, and immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and
So
create
now
such
get
an
out of here,
authentic
jerk.
experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to share more soon.
Oh, Todd, you're so funny. Right. Two games, what? Oh, we've had our 48 minutes.
Should I take one?
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here at Ninja
What's the L,
Theory
Sony?
is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of ARA is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy!
Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
You aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones.
My name is Masaru Oyamada. 今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
What about that? Episode 13, that's quite the word I would use, but... Dead. Thanks. Come on. Gone. Gone. Next up is Elder Scrolls stuff. In fact, let's go to Twitch for that. I'll silently leave the Elder Scrolls stuff playing. I'm not going to actually cover the Elder Scrolls stuff, but we'll go to Twitch. Twitch. Bethesda. So we're going to talk about them. We're going to break those games down. Shall I bother leaving the Bethesda thing open actually if we're going to be talking about the games? Sod the Elder Scrolls. We'll ignore that for the time being. Not loads for you, but good varied games. Variety they've definitely got going for them. Let's talk about those games in reverse order because Indiana Jones is fresh on our minds, all right? We've just watched that. Have they uploaded them yet? Elder Scrolls Online. 2024 global reveal. That's not it. They've not put the trailers up yet, I don't think. Okay, give them a few minutes. Give them a few minutes. Don't be so impatient. Why are you all so impatient? Right. Indiana Jones. So I see most of you there were enjoying that, right? First thing that's going to happen is obviously the comparisons against Uncharted are not necessarily going to be favorable when people start putting the character models side by side. So the console war types will have a field day with it, and that'll be very tedious and very boring. But if you ignore that and you look at what they're making, there was a lot of pressure on them to make it third person because of Uncharted. I would say they very much have made the right decision to stick with what they're good at, because when you look at what they are making, they've gone they've pretty much ignored Uncharted almost. They've pretty much ignored it and said, no, we want to make an Indiana Jones film as a game. To the extent that they've got the cheesy, like, motion captured stunt actor deaths, which is awesome. I love that. And I've got the music captured and I've got the environments captured. So I am actually way more excited about Indiana Jones having seen that than I was before it, because I didn't really like Uncharted very much. This looked nothing like Uncharted. If I have any concern about it, it's that grabbing enemies and punching them in the face was overused in that trailer and might get boring. It's like the combat might get boring, and the puzzles. They said in there that Indiana Jones is known as being really clever, so they put puzzles everywhere. The problem is players aren't really clever. I'm not really clever. Don't give me loads of puzzles. I'm not Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones isn't solving those puzzles. You're asking me to. So give me, like, an Atreus following me around telling me where the bloody cogwheels are. Don't actually do that. If the puzzles, like, present themselves in a way that's, I don't know, it's really difficult. For me, I think it's really difficult to do puzzles right, to make the player feel like they're actually doing something smart without actually being so challenging that they go to YouTube. Do I have ADHD? Why are you being mean? What have I done? Zelda does good puzzles. I would love to know if that's true or not. Indy being modelled off of Harrison Ford is a huge win for the game. It looked just right all round, didn't it? Like, everything about it, apart from, you can say that the character models or the visual fidelity was, like, not blowing people away. We'll see, like, when we get the higher quality version of the trailer, we'll see. Because what really didn't do it a favour is the cuts were quite quick. So you could see this end, I don't know how it came through, like, it might be even worse for you lot, but this end you could see what looked like a really low quality for a second before the compression caught up with the cut and kind of resolved more detail. So I actually think when I watch that properly on a higher fidelity trailer, it might look a lot better than it did in that live streamed version. And this is the same for all of the games that were shown. Like, it's always worth bearing in mind the live presentation is the worst way to look at those games. So hopefully the trailer will appear soon and we can have a better look at it. Ish, you'll still getting the compression there, I'm afraid. But, you know, you can watch it directly as well. Machine's character models are usually great, so you're not worried for the release. Well, I like the level of authenticity they're going for in terms of the films and not. I like that they're looking at the films and not the games, the Uncharted games specifically. There was definitely a lot of pressure on them to look at the Uncharted games, at least externally, maybe not internally. Maybe not anywhere where it actually matters. You could tell they felt the pressure though, because the way they delivered the news that it was first person, like they were really cautious and candid on the reasons that they had to do it as a first person game, and that's because they know what's going on outside. Your ears were right, it is Troy Baker. Fair enough. My ears are not so good on voices. I don't recognise anybody. Not strictly true. There'll be a few people with like really distinct voices, but that's me. That's what I think about it. Everybody else tell me, what do you think about Indiana Jones? Isla, how does that mean? It's not necessarily mean. I wasn't sure how to react. I just wasn't sure what I had done in this moment to raise that question. Episode 13 was the best in the show for you. Yeah, that's a fair question to ask, isn't it? In fact, speaking of questions, Isla, can you put the usual Q&A box up, please? Now that we've gone through that, because this is still a Q&A, so from this point forward, we're going to do these conversations, and then we're going to... I forget what I just said all the time. Is that a thing? I don't know. To answer you bluntly, episode 13, on the question that you asked 20 minutes ago or whenever it was, I don't know, ADHD or anything else. I've not been diagnosed with anything. I've never attempted to be diagnosed with anything. So there we go. My issues with puzzles and navigation. Navigation? How dare you? I navigate things beautifully. I can find anything from anywhere at any time. Bite me. I made that up entirely, but I said it confidently enough that you believed it for a moment. I don't think I necessarily have issues with puzzles either. I think I'm quite good on puzzle games ordinarily, apart from the pressure of doing them on stream. Patrick, you ended up 3 minutes behind. You just finished it and it was fantastic. Awesome. Fantastic is what I want to hear. Guys, you've posted the 4K indie trailer in the Discord. That means it must be up now. See, I'm going to play it and I will see it. You're still going to get a horribly compressed stream version unless you nip on over to that and have a look at it. Yeah, nip on. Someone positive? Who's not positive? I'm positive. I was just saying how much I really enjoyed that indie section despite not necessarily expecting to. I got lost on the Avatar game. Of course I got lost on the Avatar game. That's impossible. Oh no, I see that directly contradicts what I said, doesn't it? Quick, delete that from YouTube so it doesn't exist. Patrick, you think Indiana Jones will be more Tomb Raider than Uncharted, and you're up for that? Like the old Tomb Raiders, the ones that are getting remastered at the moment. Yeah, anyway. Can you jump in and join me? You can jump in. Yeah, the Discord. So this is Q&Asa. It's always open. I can't... For those that don't know, Darge is one of the people that will be like formally and pleasurably joining me on a regular podcast in the very near future. In the very near future, as soon as we've got all of the art and stuff sorted out. I can't bring you in that capacity today, Darge, but you can definitely jump on Discord and bring in, like, stick your face in the Discord window and talk to people. Go for it. That's the usual. This is Q&A, so people are welcome to pop in and have a chat. I didn't take it as a bad thing, episode 13. The whole thing here is that I said, I can't remember what I said, but it's all good. We're all good. Everybody's good. Indiana Jones is good. Jerk is good. Everybody's good. 2-minute cameo, we'll see. It depends on how the flow goes and who's waiting. But for now, I'm going to get Darge in here. Wait a minute. Hopefully this is all going to work nicely. I've not used it for a little while. Darge, can you hear me? You're not on stream yet. I cannot hear you, but wait there. Wait there while I figure out why I can't hear you. Keep talking. I can hear you. I'm going to bring you on stream and hopefully the stream will hear you. Bollocks. Don't look at my secret Discord, everybody. Oh, bollocks. That was actual secret Discord as well. Don't go back. Just forget that. Forget that happened. Bollocks. No, wrong button. Here we go. Fucking wrong button. I'm panicking. So Darge isn't on camera. But here he is. What did you think of it all, Darge? Do you want to be Darge or do you want to be Ryan? Neither. He's gone dead silent. And set up. He's gone back to see what I did or didn't share. No, please just ignore that. That is genuinely, that was like a private conversation. So don't go back. Now I can hear you. Can the stream now hear you?
I hope so.
Yes, they can. I think they can.
Right, okay. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, mate, isn't it? Because I know I see like episode 13 defending everything and anything in that trailer, but Hellblade, I was just hoping under a Microsoft budget it'd be a little bit more expansive than the first game, which I loved anyway. So it still looks great. I was just hoping it'd be a little bit more expanded upon than the first game. And then obviously I know like the old comparisons with Uncharted. It might just be because I'm recently playing through Uncharted 4 and I love the Tomb Raider games that I was hoping they'd go down that route with it. But it looked good, what they showed. Like, it looked really good. And I do like the Wolfenstein games as well. So Yeah, I thought it was a good showing.
You're interested in that ARA as well, aren't you? Just as like something different that you haven't played before.
Do you know what? Like, I've only recently just started playing on PCs like full time and stuff like that. But Civilization 5 was like, I don't know why, but it was just a game that I loved it. I loved it. The race to advanced technologies and things like that. So then when I heard it was the Civ 5 team working on this, I kept saying, obviously in like the spaces we're in, it's very console heavy. But I said, like Flight Simulator, this game will be a big deal for Xbox. Like in the PC space, I think it'll do really well. Like these games have their audience, don't they?
They definitely do. I'm not in that audience yet, but I want to be. The only thing for me with that one is I'm not sure if it looks better than Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders 4 is the same kind of 4X concept, but more mythical.
I've never played that. Yeah, I've never.
Me neither.
I think that sometimes with games, like you say, it's mythical, and I think sometimes the other side of the coin with the civilizations and obviously this ARA, History Untold, I think the realism as well, you know, like when you do Civ 5 and you start off and you're fighting with spears and stuff like that, and then you end up getting into a nuclear arms race and space and stuff like that, you know, it's a different appeal. But I think it'll do well. It'll do well for Xbox. Like I say, it's PC only, so there's a reason for that. Obviously, it's a more mouse heavy PC sort of game, you know what I mean? But I think it'll do really well. But obviously the trails are mad. Well, I mean, it'll probably end up on PlayStation with everything else.
No, but do you have one? I don't care about that whole third party thing, but do you have a PlayStation?
Oh, do I have one? No, I don't have a console anymore. In fact, I got well, I say I have. Charlie's got he's got a Switch Lite now. So
just clarify that for chat. It's fine.
Oh yeah, no, and what was chat asking if I'm a PlayStation person?
No, chat was accusing you of being a pony, which is like
chat is like where was chat about?
We have over here, but I just thought it was funny.
Where was chat about 2 years ago when I was prolific and I was like doing an episode 13?
Episode 13. God. Don't look what he was like 2 years ago. Don't do it.
It's not there. I deleted it all.
Yeah, Pete, I think ARA is PC only. I think it is. Alex, by the way, thank you for signing up on the badges thing. I know you're already in the Discord, but it is genuinely massively helps having all these members and stuff. Not just like, obviously there's a financial side to it that really helps support what I'm trying to do with the channel, but also it's just like it's support and it feels nice. So thank you for that. When's the Q&A starting? If it's not already there, I can't actually see that chat at the moment. If it's not already there, we're doing it at the moment. This is the Q&A part, and we'll get to the questions at the end, like we always do. So,
what did you think of it, Asa? Because
I love everything all the time. I try not to shout over the trailers too much. I love everything all of the time. Of the games that were there, the indie, we were just talking about that. I'm really pleased the approach that they're taking to make it look and feel like the films that we had as kids, rather than to make it look and feel like modern games, which might sound a little bit odd because you want certain perks of modern games to be in there, but they've managed to do a fairly good job of not copying what's already been established and sticking to what they think an Indiana Jones game should be with their vision of it, and I like their vision of it. So really happy with that one.
Did you just go on.
No. That was a question. I'm going to take it. What was the question?
No, I was just going to... I've just got the chat up, by the way, and I can see the gaming crit. I know him on a personal level. He knows I'm not a Sony guy. Well, Avowed, yeah? Do you think like the colours and everything in that trailer was massively toned down from the last trailer? Because it was like off key as fuck, like an acid trip last time.
Yeah, it was definitely oversaturated last time, and it looked more muted this time. I think that one didn't show very well in its trailer. It's still the one that I'm looking forward to most out of all of them, because Obsidian make freaking awesome games, and the stuff they were saying about their kind of choice and consequence and all of the stuff about the way that they're building it, I really liked. But when you stick like the Bethesda style characters in front with the like really wooden facial animation while they go through their speech and stuff, it's not a pleasant look, no matter how like how you present it. It's not cinematic. Game's going to be freaking awesome. Just like you could show the Outer Worlds in the same way. You could do a trailer of that and make it look wooden and horrible, but it's a brilliant game. Avowed is hopefully that brilliant game as well. So
yeah,
I've got a new yummy. I should careful what I read. Yumitashi Maya follow the channel, and shout out to Dagenham Darth Vader, the Darth Vader. So this is another one. Do you know whatever I said? Yumitashi Ma.
Yeah. I know these people. I bring people here just to take the piss out of me, basically.
No, he was nice to you, more or less. Unless I don't know. It's flattering enough. It wasn't rude.
Well, all right, go on. I'll let you go. Well, I'll let myself go.
You've really let yourself go, Dodge.
I have let I'm bald now. It's over for me. That's why I'm not on camera anymore. But
yeah, you
go
will
on,
be.
I'll drop out.
You will be within the near future.
I'll go to Turkey at some point. But yeah, all right. Sweet talking to you, mate. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Nice one. Catch you later.
Sweet.
That's as easy as it is. If you want to come onto the Discord and have a little chat, there's a whole load of waiting rooms. You stick yourself in there and you come in and have a little chat. And then I press the wrong buttons and then I show stuff I didn't mean to show, and all the rest of it goes on. So, what else? So, ARA. I get that most people here are probably less interested in that one, but some people are, right? There was a poll that went out on Twitter. I can't remember where it came from. A relatively wide-scale poll, though, that gauged people's interest ahead of the show in terms of which game they were most interested in seeing. And ARA scored 2% of the vote. So it's definitely not got that like mainstream commercial sexiness, as it were. But if you like a 4X game, which I don't know if I do, but I think I probably do, then it is one. It's on Game Pass. It's an opportunity for people that are like me that haven't played one to get their teeth into it and see. So looking forward to it. But it was kind of ugly as well. So it's another one that it's not cinematic, and this is a problem that Xbox have with their game presentation. I'm really glad that they have a variety of games, and I'm really glad that they're making things that aren't like the cinematic template. But it means they don't show so well in that cinematic format. It's just inevitable. Pete, you'd be playing ARA if you can find it easy enough to understand. Yeah. Big game, lots going on. So the on-ramp on something complicated is... it's a thing that they need to consider. We shall see. Darcy, you had to turn your noise cancelling off. Is that why we couldn't hear? Oh, does your noise cancelling pick up your whole voice as being like unreal? Congratulations on that. I'm sure that's in some way flattering. She'll be back, Isla. She'll be back. Cinematic games is the future of VR. And while VR is another one where you just cannot show things well, but... yeah, so that was ARA. Let's talk about Hellblade, though, because I bet there's a bit more to talk about on Hellblade, right? Episode 13 was getting upset and accusing everyone of moaning, but let's talk about Hellblade. Is the Hellblade trailer available yet? It wasn't really a trailer, was it? It wasn't really a trailer. They showed bits and pieces. But the question that came up, the thing that people were less sure of, was the combat, right? Hellblade is digital only, is it? Is it? We'll talk about their comment about it being a shorter experience in a bit, but the thing that is still kind of an open question is the combat, because a lot of people criticized the combat in the first one. It definitely wasn't the focus of the game. And that's fine, it doesn't need to be the focus of the game, but they led into this one talking about how much they'd done with the combat, how much they'd improved it, how they'd done all of this like martial arts and weapons training and all of this motion capture, and it was a massive improvement over the first one. And everything that they've shown of the combat has been really extremely scripted. So you can understand why people are looking at that going, hang about. I thought this was going to be the combat heavy version of Hellblade with all of these things that were said about it that kind of implied that. But it didn't really. And right about the marketing. Yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to Hellblade. I want them to fill up those damn pixels on my screen. I don't like the narrow ratio, but it's not even a problem if the combat is scripted. To me, the first game's combat wasn't good and the game was phenomenal. It's not an action game, and the second one looks like it is following suit. It is not an action game. But they probably shouldn't have told people how much they'd refined the action. You're just sick of seeing it. We've had it promised for a long time, which leads us on to the other thing that they said about Hellblade that stood out in that trailer, right? It said that it's shorter. They described it as a game that's shorter. Shorter than what? They weren't specific on, but it's a shorter narrative experience. Hellblade 2 digital only, no physical, and 50 quid. So all of this indicating it is indeed shorter, which is a surprise because it has been in the works for a very long time. Like, we've been seeing it for years. So, like Darge was just saying on the call a minute ago, it kind of implied that it was going to be expanded, and it might be expanded on top of what the first one was. I'm glad that it's not. Yeah, the first one was like 8 hours at a gentle pace, wasn't it? So, and that's good, because if it is like the first one, I didn't want it to be longer. I would not want it to be longer. So, again, I said this about Indie, and I'll say it again. It looks like they are sticking to their vision for what they want the game to be, rather than like kowtowing to any external pressures to make it like anything else. And they're not making it like anything else, are they? They've got, this is what we want this project to be, and they are sticking to it, and they are making it that. Which is exactly what you kind of want as a player. You want developers to be able to say, this is my vision and this is it. I'm going to make it. Bang, do it. Not, this is my vision, this is what I want, but my publisher says it needs to be more like God of War or something. So, that's actually pleasing. That's a big positive around what Xbox are doing at the moment. So, Alex, did I like Indie a lot, or is it blah? I liked it a lot more than I expected to. A lot more than I expected to. I have some concerns over like how it will play in terms of the grabbing people and punching them in the face, but I liked a lot about it. Indie is running on id Tech, good. In fact, I'm going to bring it up for my own benefit. I'll bring it up for you as well, but you won't see it properly. HD, go away. Give me the big juicy resolution. I'm going to watch the trailer at a better quality. And I don't know how well it'll come through for you or how well it won't, but kind of like the Order game. No, Hellblade's not like the Order. You feel like too much marketing could hurt Hellblade. But the Order wasn't marketed as something that it wasn't, right? I don't know. I don't know what you mean with that, so I'll wait and you can clarify. It looks much better now. Much better than it did live. Just that particular scene looks much better. Environments look much better, as you'd expect. That's just YouTube live streaming at 1080p. Super compressed. I struggle with the same thing. World-renowned Geohound. This was a huge bummer to you. All the titles look cheap as fuck. Like cheap plastic characters in Indiana Jones. See, I knew straight away that people would be comparing the characters to like the Uncharted character models because they don't have the same kind of realistic look to them, do they? But I don't know. Watch the 4K one. You might feel a bit better about it. I think overall Indie was much better than I expected. Much better than I expected. Jeff is useless. You feel like you're being gaslit by your own Xbox communities. What was this crud? I'm much more positive than you are on it. I'm not gaslighting anyone. Like, it looks cool as fuck. But I do recognize that the character models are definitely going to be criticized. People are definitely going to take screenshots from this trailer and put them up alongside the trailer for Uncharted 4 and say, well, look how much worse it is. That is inevitable. Read Tony's comment. Tony, Jeff Keighley already got a poll up to see how... Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. He's not necessarily seeing how it did against his show. He's just latching on to anything and everything because that's what he does there. So, don't ever read your comments out loud. No, it's a risk. I do have to pause, take it in. So FTW Hellblade looks great, but with the hype, people might be like, what the fuck, 8 hours, that's it. That's the thing that, it's the same with the combat thing. Like, they possibly talked it up in ways that they shouldn't have when it was still 2 years out. This looks good. Indie's going to be a good game. Unless I really hate the combat and puzzles, which is possible, but I still like what they're going for. Did they say when India's coming out? They said something. They did say something, but I've forgotten what. I have forgotten what. They just said later this year for that one, didn't they? It means 2024 of next year. It could be, Sony. Could be the 2024 of next year. Anyway. What else was there? There was another game. Done. Oh, the Mana one I can't say a lot about, so we're gonna not overly make it a commentary on the attire of the developers, although that was fascinating as a part of the show. Does anyone have any affinity with the Mana IP, Trials, Legends, whatever other games they've done? Hopefully it doesn't have any fire, or in fact, Dave Mack, I typically set other people on fire even more than myself. So I'm going to be okay with that. You don't think Indie will be delayed? Yeah, it was planned, I would assume, for when the last movie came out. Probably would have made sense for it, but yes, it has already been delayed. And you know why it's been delayed? Because they keep on showing us in the developer direct all of these people that are supposed to be making a game, playing Dungeons and Dragons and riding around on bicycles. So crunch them back into work. Not really. That's fine. Let them have their fun. As long as the games are good when they do eventually arrive, eh? Fire or multiple doors? What are you talking about? Carried you through, Remnant. Carried, and now you treat me like this. World-renowned Geohound. Even the Tomb Raider reboot trilogy looked better than this indie game. Come on, people, that looked like 4K 60 plastic models with janky animations. Jesus, let's wake up a minute. But, world-renowned Geohound. So, the higher quality trailer looks a lot better in terms of facial animation, but I do agree that the models look a bit plasticky. I'd say the same about Spider-Man 2, though, and it works in Spider-Man 2. Like, they get away with it because it's just an aesthetic choice. But it does certain things really well. Right? I don't want to ignore someone just because they don't like what you like, episode 13. Conversation's conversation. You can disagree on things. No problem at all. I really like that they motion captured the stunt actors. And I really not even trivial. That's a big deal that they've gone that approach to authenticity. I really like the way that they had their stunt actors motion captured, because you're gonna see and feel that all through the game, that they are targeting, making it feel like the indie film games that we all remember. And I really like the music and things like that. I really like that they've seen Uncharted 4 and they've seen Tomb Raider and they've seen these games that were inspired by Indiana Jones, and they said, yeah, but we want to make Indiana Jones. We don't want to make something that carries that aspiration forwards. We want to make our own thing, and I think they're doing a great job of it. So the Wilhelm screen was in there. I didn't notice it until you said it, episode 13. You're replaying Tomb Raider reboot at the moment, and it doesn't look better than Indie on a technical level. It's definitely... I really... Like, that Tomb Raider game's amazing. I loved it. I wouldn't be surprised if you can put the character models side by side and make some favourable comparisons for Tomb Raider, because the presentation is more cinematic. I would say if you were to go technical and you were to count like the muscles in the faces, the bones, whatever you want to call them, then you'll find that Indie has more. Like they've caught expressions really well, despite the characters looking kind of plasticky. And it had big set pieces. It looked good. Yeah. Spider-Man doesn't look great at all angles. Spider-Man looks great most of the time, but its character models or its characters also don't have like that Uncharted Naughty Dog kind of stylized or unstylized, like realistic look. Machine Games have a different stylized look. Exactly. I'd compare them. The character models I would compare to Spider-Man, I think, is quite fair. But people aren't particularly, well, some people are critical of Spider-Man. Some people just look for criticizing things, particularly on opponent platforms or whatever, right? And the Fire Brigade turnout, wait a minute. It would be a funny show. It would be funny to show dev video like back in your day, 72 hours solid, coffee, pizza, people sleeping under their desks, and then at 4 a.m. in the morning it's finished with cigars. It would be, Pete, but we can't go back. It's a style. It's a style. I could take it or leave it, really, but I liked the game. The look of it. Kratos, how do I like the Prince of Persia game? I did not like the Prince of Persia game. There's very little articulation in the faces in Indiana Jones. Not on the character himself. I'm not sure about all the side characters because I wasn't looking quite so closely, but Indy was quite expressive. Right. Was it on Game Pass or bought? Prince of Persia wasn't on Game Pass, it's on the Ubisoft subscription, so I didn't buy it. I played it for a couple of hours. I really enjoyed the first 5 minutes of sliding around. And then, I don't know, there was just a point where I just snapped and went, nah, I've had enough of this. I've had enough. Indie was very expressive, yeah. It's going to be, like, it's definitely going to be divisive the way that it looks, though. You could tell that the moment it came up. Same for Avowed. Avowed is going to be divisive. There's going to be people all over the internet right now criticizing the way that Avowed looked. We're calling cheap and janky. This, just disagree on that one, to be honest. I don't think it looked cheap. I do understand your criticism, I do, but I wouldn't say it's copium. And I'm coming from this, like my approach to it was I didn't care about indie, right? I didn't think indie would be a game that appealed to me going into the show. Coming out of it, I'm still not convinced by the puzzles and the combat, but I'm pleased with the approach that they've taken. So, Elder Scrolls, hang about. I thought about leaving the Elder Scrolls thing running, but then I decided not to. But now that you mention it, sure, let's leave that in the background. It's people talking. I'm not going to put the volume on. But you might see some new Elder Scrolls stuff. You reckon it's going to get praised for capturing the indie vibe? That's what I'm praising it for. If they've used AI to voice indie, that would have been controversial. Put it behind the table. Yeah, it can go back behind the table. Sorry, where it's supposed to be. Thank you. That's a useful reminder because I would have forgotten forever. Get behind there and behind me. There you go. It's back where it should be. And in fact, because it isn't important, I will uncrop the table as well. Nah, that looks wrong. Hey. There we go. So, yeah, they paid for his likeness. You would hope it's expressive, yeah. You keep saying every year that you're going to get into Elder Scrolls Online. I played it near to its launch, and there are some things in the MMO space that like are really nice. It's far more relaxed. It's far more like encouraging you to just pick a direction and explore, and you'll find things. But then they took it like to a horrible payment model, and it's hard to get into. I don't like bad payment models, so I'll keep it there vaguely. Tony, you like it? You don't like Twitter after these types of events. It's just people thinking that they're the protagonist of this world. Yeah, oh. Looking for things to hate. You get a lot of that, don't you? Not me. Not me. You wonder how much a likeness costs. I wonder how much it costs relative to... I assume the likeness... Does Harrison Ford own some of the likeness, or did Disney own his face? Who's actually being paid for his likeness? Probably some old contracts there. Probably, well, probably aren't any old contracts there. They probably didn't even, like, conceive of this being a problem in the future. So yeah, they're paying someone. More than a tenner. More than a tenner. Yeah, is it Harrison's or Indy's likeness? Who owns it? Who owns his face? It's a mix of faces. No, episode 13. We mean legally, like, in terms of who's being paid. It's his younger likeness, and they did that for the last movie. Patrick, you think everyone's New Year's resolution for 2024 should be understanding not every game needs to be completely photorealistic. That is true. That is true. It's not like a New Year's resolution kind of thing, though, because, you know, if people aren't looking forward to Hades 2 at this point in time, it's too late for them. It is too late. What else have we got? What was the first game? Avowed. Don't know what to say about Avowed because I've already said it. Definitely not cinematic. Not definitely an excellent game, but very likely an excellent game. The combat didn't show too well either. It's nice that they mentioned, and they did have to spell it out. You couldn't really see it from watching. When you watch it, it looked like an Obsidian game. And if you've played Grounded and Outer Worlds as well, their melee's not very compelling. It's very just like run up and press hit, whack. So it's nice that they did specifically mention parrying and like more advanced mechanics are in there. Couldn't really tell. Couldn't recognize that just from watching, particularly without like breaking it down and really frame by framing it or something. But now we know they are at least trying. They are trying to make the combat feel good in first person. The magic ones look pathetic. If I'm going to do magic, I want a freaking Gandalf staff. I want to slam it into the ground with a sword in the other hand and do the whole... I'm not going to do an impression of Gandalf right now. You know. Not a little wand. Especially not after the initial trailers had all the hand casting animations. But it's Obsidian, and they mentioned the strength of you can approach these quests how you want, you can approach these conversations how you want, you're going to have to deal with the consequences. That's exactly what I want. In the background is a guy with a moustache, Alex, but it is the Elder Scrolls Online 2024 event thing. Peep, yes, what's the time? What time? We started early today, didn't we? So we probably just need to crack on and have a look at questions and things. Does anybody else want to jump on and say anything? Does anybody else want to talk about any games? Or shall we cover other topics? Let's cover really briefly. No other topics. We don't need to, right? Alex, we need more game days. Unfortunately, what we're going to get is more podcast days. Which isn't unfortunate. It's brilliant and exciting. But if it comes to arranging games, I'm really struggling to juggle time at the moment. Games might end up happening at like weird hours. This is your favourite show, but you're sleepy. But I can keep talking. Well, everybody's sleepy. I don't mind. How long have we been on? 2 hours is reasonable. Sundays is still on. Yeah, I've not arranged anything else for Sundays. Sundays is still happening. This particular show that I'm doing right now, Q&Asa, that's going to need a rearrange because one of the podcasters coming up is going to be on a Thursday. Let's cover the less secret parts of your secret plans. They're not super secret. I'm vaguely talking about it, right? There are podcasts coming. Many podcasts. But in stages. The first 2 podcasts, there is an Xbox podcast coming and there is an open podcast coming. And these are podcasts in the more traditional sense. Tuesday's League of Legends. That's a good point. Probably not, Alex. Probably not. We'll have to see how that one plays out and when the Tuesday show starts. But one of these podcasts is earmarked for a Tuesday, and one is earmarked for a Thursday. Q&Asa isn't stopping Replicant because I value this very much. The podcast with other people, like by their very nature, can't be quite as conversational. So I will find a slot for this one because this is like quite unique. Which is what I mean in terms of juggling time. I don't know for certain. Like I say, these are earmarked for a Tuesday and Thursday. If that plays out, which I suspect it will, I've got really good people for these podcasts, by the way. They're going to be very, very good. They're going to be very, very good. But Q&Asa is like a really good way for us to talk like all of you, right? And I value that and don't want it to go away. So there will be a slot. It just won't be the same slot. Same for community games and things. I want to keep that stuff going because this stuff is all cool. More podcasts, a temporary thing? No, actual more podcasts. First of several. Can I do a Minecraft special this year? A Minecraft special what? Like podcast or game? With some kind of Minecraft expert? Do you mean around Minecon? Are you saying that you want to guest on a podcast? Or you want to feature in a podcast? Anything's possible. Like, I have loads of stuff planned. Loads of stuff planned. For Minecraft Live, yeah, I assume that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. It could happen. Only if it's for Minecraft. Need an American voice in a podcast you can make some time. I've got, you know, I've got really good people at the moment. But Patrick, there might be other opportunities around. It depends if you're talking about like something regular or if you're talking about a guesting thing. It's all, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail right now. Just going to tell you, got 2 podcasts coming, different sets of people on each of them, and they're going to be really, really good. Who are the people? I can tell you who the people are. So, yeah, I can tell you who the people are. That's reasonable. The Xbox one. This is... Yeah. The Xbox one. Are you ready? Don't, like, go out on the internet and tell the world. This is, like, for the cool people that are here. The Xbox one. Here, Alex, is going to be me. I'm on it. My room is so cold. I'm shivering. My voice is probably stuttering because it is -6 degrees in the room that I'm in right now. It's me. It's Gamsley, who I had on Q&Asa special a week or 2 back. And it's Deadly Headley, who is a relatively new Xbox content creator, but actual qualified journalist and artistic creative guy. And that's going to be awesome. That's a really good mix. So that's the Xbox one. And the more open one that covers other topics is me. I'm on both of them. Darge, who was on here a little while ago. Gamsley's here to talk to you all right now. He wants to tell you about it. And let me just run over this one, Gamsley. You stick yourself in one of the guest rooms and I'll drag you in for the live bit. Yeah, we've got Deadly Headley and Gamsley on that one. I've got Darge and Chris Grinnell as well. So Darge was here talking. You heard his voice. He's got a lot to say and he's a good guy. He's good friends with Chris Grinnell as well, who was a former developer at PlayStation's Liverpool studios. And they both play lots of things now. So that is going to be the other one that's going to be running on the Thursday. I'm shivering. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm never cold. I don't get cold. I'm immune to weather, but I'm really cold right now. I'm immune to the weather and I'm so cold. Wait, Gamsley is coming in. Gamsley, let me hear you before I put you on the stream. Just wanted to make sure that you're on the good microphone. Yeah, I can. Here we go. Now the stream is going to hear you. Here's Gamsley, who has things to say.
Oh my goodness. Well, did you guys heard about all the good stuff? I guess, right?
Some
Like
of it,
how Asa is
yeah.
gonna give me $5 billion. That's
Formally negotiated $5 billion when I've got $6 billion. Yes.
yeah. So yeah, the channel. So the Xbox Series is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm excited. I'm sure you're excited, Asa, right? Show your
Absolutely, it's
show
gonna be
your
freaking
excited
awesome. I'm
face.
shivering and I'm stuttering. This is my excited face. My nose is gonna start dripping. I'm all of a sudden properly frozen, but it might just be the excitement. It might be the excitement that's making me shiver and shudder. Like, these are going to be brilliant podcasts. Genuinely.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I hope so. My God. By the way, did you do you did the reactions, right? How did you think? How did you think of the
You know
show?
what? Everyone
Really quick.
here knows what I thought of the show, but you've watched it with the Iron Odds, haven't you? You give us a quick rundown. What did you think of it?
I did. Oh my goodness. That was crazy. That was a crazy solid show. Honestly, I'm not trying to overhype it. They thought it was like an 8 out of 10. Addict thought it was a 7 out of 10. Man, I'm putting it at 8.5. Easy, massive win.
God, the
8.5.
decimal point scale of rating shows. That's what you're coming for.
8.5. Yeah, man.
8.5.
Yeah. 8.5, baby. No, but for real, it was a solid show. I loved everything. I popped off on the weirdest one. I popped off on the
ARA.
4X game. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was definitely a game for me. Indiana Jones just came out of nowhere for me. I was expecting it to be good because I love that studio, but they really, from not announcing anything to announcing something and looking that polished, because it to my eyes it was so smooth, especially coming off of Hellblade 2, which still seemed a little stuttery at times. Man, it looked like it was at 120 FPS, you know? Like it was really nice.
YouTube would definitely not show you that, but yeah.
It definitely isn't. It was really awesome. I find.
See, I wasn't looking forward to Indie, and then they showed it, and I'm like, wow, it looks really good.
Yep.
Yeah, but I've already spoken about that ahead to these people, and I don't want to bore them by saying it again, but as soon as they showed all the people doing the silly stunts with the motion capture so they can get the bad guy deaths correct, I was like, yep, they're doing it right. They're doing it right. This isn't Uncharted. Yeah. I'm happy.
Yeah. What? Hey, this is an Indiana Jones. None of this Uncharted here. We're gonna make a Xbox podcast, man. Come on. What is this Uncharted speak? Can't believe it.
Speaking of though, because now people are going to be saying, "Oh, it's becoming an Xbox channel." It's not, right? I'm planning more podcasts. No. I just need to find the right people for the PlayStation, Nintendo kind of content. So keep your ears and eyes open for quality people that are like of the kind of caliber of these people that I'm getting on, because I've got good people.
Yeah, and make sure they have at least 2 fingers on each hand. At least.
Why?
I'm not sure.
Can't believe you're discriminating against people with less than 2 fingers. It's outrageous. He does not speak for the whole channel when he says this.
Maybe 1/4 of the channel. 1/4 of the channel.
Oh, it's cold.
No, I'm super excited. Yeah, I don't know what. Do you have a coat? Put on a coat.
Not here. They're miles away.
Just stand up and go get your coat, man. Jeez,
I'm fine. I'll settle.
I could keep episode 13.
I don't own a coat. I've never been cold before in my life.
Oh man. But yeah, besides Indie, I'll say some things on Avowed. Avowed also tickled my fancy. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't know.
Didn't show well though, did it?
Tickle my.
No, you
don't think?
I think it looks really good, but if I was looking at this like as a trailer, as someone that's never played an Obsidian game and doesn't really know its style, then it would look wooden as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, you're wrong, but I still love you.
I'm absolutely right.
Um,
I'm absolutely right.
so you didn't play their not Outer Worlds? Is it
No,
Outer
no, no, no,
Worlds?
no, no, no. Yeah, what it says. I'm not saying this is my perspective because I have played Obsidian games and I think Avowed looks freaking
Oh,
awesome. But I mean, the way that it's going to show
okay,
to
okay.
the unwashed masses or to the PlayStation fans, or
Yeah.
like the people that are going in, going, "Oh, that's not cinematic."
Ah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. I guess it's because I'm such an RPG
Yeah, you're going to be
guy.
saying that so often going forwards. Get used to it. That's going to be your catchphrase.
That I'm an RPG guy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure nobody's sick of hearing that. No, huge. Seeing all the as soon as they showed the dialogue and, you know, the facial animations and stuff like that, which I thought were gonna be much worse.
Mhm.
And once it showed the lore of the world, because I am a Pillars 1 and 2 fan, so I know what's kinda going on. I'm so excited for people to actually like, when they started talking about, like, investigating people's souls, I was like, "Oh, man, I'm so ready. I'm a sucker for this stuff." And I'm
I'm
really
not. I need to
curious on
do the
how they're gonna
pillars.
do it. Yeah, you should. On genuinely, one of the underrated stories, of that year when it came out, for sure. It has a very great story, so you should check that
To be
series
fair,
out,
I haven't
in my opinion.
actually. It's not by choice that I haven't played it. I tried to play Pillars of Eternity. I had an AMD PC when that came out, and it just kept crashing within the first minute.
Mm.
So I'm
It's
sure I can
very
play it now
polished right
somewhere.
now.
Mm.
It's yeah. Pillars, I mean, isn't that on Game Pass? Isn't the entire thing on
It
Game Pass?
definitely is. Yeah, both of them are. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wouldn't you say you should play that, maybe?
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to before Avowed comes out. Both of them.
Yeah.
It's happening. As
They're
soon as I
long
stop
games,
shivering.
though, Asa. They're
That's all right. I've
really,
got
really long
time. I've
games.
got time. There's nothing else going on. I can play long games.
Oh, yeah, you sure? You sure?
No. I want to, though.
Just go look at a lore video, you know?
No, I'm going to play them. They're my kind of game. Like, they absolutely are my kind of game, so. No
Have you
lore
played,
video.
did you you've played Baldur's Gate 3, so you've played their recent
Mhm.
games, not Obsidian, but the other guys. Larian, yeah. You've played their other
Larian, the
games, like
Divinity
Divinity?
Original Sin games. Hell yes.
Yeah. Man, they were awesome. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm such an RPG fan, you know, like such an
Actually, man,
RPG fan.
yeah, it's all good. You are.
Yeah, speaking of
and
sorry.
go for it. Speak on RPGs.
Talking about RPGs, Square Enix being on the stage is very symbolic of something interesting in the future because I don't really care about the Mana series that much, but them being on that stage in a specific direct only for Xbox people is quite interesting to me and shocking. I don't understand why they were there, but them being there is very interesting to me. Very interesting.
Especially
And
when it's a game that Microsoft must know that their audience aren't like massively interested in. So Square Enix seems to have a lot
yeah,
of power in that little particular dynamic at the moment. But
exactly.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
park that for an in-depth conversation at some point. Depending on how quick we get started up and how relevant that one is, there's some stuff we can dig into on that.
Okay. Sure.
Mm.
No problem. On our next podcast series? X?
On episode 1, probably. If we get it started on time.
Yeah. So that was an interesting thing, and them having RPGs, JRPGs, more JRPG. Wow, my God,
They're definitely trying, aren't they? They're
day
definitely
one.
trying.
Yeah, day one on the console is pretty nice to see. So that's that. ARA, Avowed. Hellblade was actually surprisingly the one that was on the bottom of the list, and it was absolutely stunning looking. Like, it was beautiful to look at.
Looking,
But
yeah.
I still haven't quite got the combat motions that I wanted still, so I guess that's all we're getting, right? I guess it's just a little bit of an enhancement, and they're doubling down on kind of being the powerhouse kind of studio, right? That's what I took from that. They're just trying to push technology and really focus on storytelling, and I think that's, I mean, they're gonna be
Apparently,
the
so
Naughty Dog, right?
I don't know where people have got this information from. Like multiple people have said it, but it's a digital only game for a cut price as well.
Yes.
So they
Yeah,
mentioned in it that it's going to be
$49.99.
shorter.
Mhm. Yeah. So that
Not
was an
sure.
interesting. That was an
I think they
interesting thing.
possibly, over the course of the 2 years that they've been showing this game, I think they possibly set some expectations that they shouldn't have as to what it is. And they've
Yeah.
hopefully course corrected before the release so people actually know what they're getting into. But
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that they muddied anything. I think we truly, as fans, as Xbox guys, right? We
Mhm.
truly put a lot on their shoulders, really, because like if you think about it, they're indie. They got purchased. It's like, yeah, sure, but it's not gonna give them instant, size and money, right? It's
it's
gonna
all
gradually
true,
take
but
time to
they
build them.
specifically though they came out and they said that they had done lots of martial arts training, weapons training, all of this kind of stuff to improve
Mm.
on the combat from the first one. Like they set or played into the expectation
Mm.
that people were building up. And now everything that they've shown kind of is quite different. It's not different. It's quite
Yeah.
like the first one.
Yeah, exactly. It just looks the motion, like I see where the martial arts could have kicked in because in the first one it's very, lumber, like heavy
hmm
and slow combat, and the dodges were slow and blah blah blah. The this combat seems pretty like she's more agile, and I guess your mocap guys have to know how to be agile and to do all this stuff.
hmm
So maybe, that's where the training went in, and that's what they kind of meant. Um, maybe that's what was going on there because she
Yeah,
looks
it's just
much
it's
more
still
agile.
she does. It just still looks very scripted, the combat, which isn't necessarily bad. And like I said before you got here, like each of the games that were there, particularly though Indiana Jones and Hellblade, both of them, they've really allowed their developers to make what they wanted to make rather than to follow trends or follow what other games are doing, which is a massive strength for Xbox, I think.
Yeah, yeah, super.
Or it's a characteristic that I like a lot.
Yes. Yes. And they have a ton of studios with a lot of different personalities in there. It's really the lineup is so diverse, isn't it, at the moment? So I like what I'm seeing. I like that they're pushing out so much. And by the way, this is the first showcase of the year, and we got 4 games possibly coming out. So that is crazy. That's
Mhm.
crazy. On other consoles, that would be like an entire year slated, but now you still have, I mean, we still have so much that we haven't seen. We have showcases coming up. We have ABK. We have, oh my God, it's a good time to be an Xbox fan and to, be an Xbox podcaster. Isn't that crazy?
Wild, yeah. Question for you and question for everybody that's here. Which developer direct was best this year or last year?
Okay, so before people answer, I'm going to answer because I have power and a mic. I'm going to definitely say this year for only one reason. I think every game just showed better in every way. They had time to show a ton. And I mean, it was a little bit smaller, wasn't it? This was a little bit, or did they have the same? How many
I have
titles did they have last time?
last year was the same. It started as 4 and then they dropped an extra one in, which happened to actually drop. It
Oh
was Hi-Fi Rush
yeah.
was the extra.
Okay, I feel like, see, I feel like this was much more, like much tighter, and I think it was paced better. And I say that because the Iron Lords kind of put up a good point. They started expectations with Avowed. So they started expectations with the thing that they knew wouldn't show uh, as well like, graphically as the other things, and then they slowly got better and better, right? They had the little
Mhm.
lunch break with the 4X game, right? And the Square
Yeah.
Enix game, but they definitely showed they're like, here's Avowed. Look, it looks better, right? It looks better than what we showed you before. It has much more going for it. We show you the systems. Everybody's hyped, right? Welcome to Skyrim, blah, blah, blah. And then they led into the more graphics heavy that gave you a punch in the face, right? It was Hellblade 2, I believe. And then it just kept getting better. Like, Indy looked beautiful. So there wasn't that, like, at the end, you're kind of like shrugging or like scratching your head of being like, well, that game shouldn't have closed. Like last time it was Avowed, right? Did Avowed close? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I cannot
Avowed,
remember
I think,
what closed last time.
I'm pretty sure Avowed closed. I could be really wrong. I hope I'm not. But I'm pretty sure Avowed closed, and it kind of gave you that, oh, we were expecting like super graphics, right? So I think it just flowed so much better this year. And people putting 6.5s in the chat. Tonio, you're wrong, and I hate you. No, I love you. Anyways, yeah, that's my thought. I think it was better.
I don't know what's going on in the Elder Scrolls Online stream. I can't show it right now without cutting off your audio, which I don't want to do, but they're just cooking stew. I've been really distracted by watching them. They're just like cutting carrots and stuff. Like, what?
Are they? Oh my god!
They just made a beef
gotta
stew.
get on this. Where are they showing it? Twitch?
It's on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, Twitch, Bethesda, twitch.tv/Bethesda had it. Now they've just finished the stew though. You've missed it. You have missed it.
Damn it. Damn it.
Ashes to Ashes says that the direct was phenomenal. So some people are definitely way pleased with it, which is good to hear.
Yeah. I didn't see X reactions yet, or Twitter reactions. But
yeah, when I want to see the worst kind of level of dialogue, I will open that up and see what the people are saying.
Yeah. From the small portion that I've seen, people are positive, so that's nice. It's always nice. A certain fan base probably isn't very happy because they saw no PS5 logos. Isn't that crazy? And I said this on Twitter before.
I'm sure they weren't expecting that.
No, but I said it on Twitter before. I think the message is going to be pretty clear in this direct. You know, like all these things are exclusive and going to be for pretty long time, to avoid all the third party stuff. But yeah, they sent the message. It was a good message. These are strong titles that people want. You know, makes a good case for an Xbox.
You know, the exclusive message is over my head. I just see the games and go, oh yeah, okay, that works. That works.
Yeah.
Don't care where they put them. That works for me. I just like the games.
Oh man, I'm gonna be playing ARA. I'm gonna be playing ARA and Avowed on my where is it? My not a Steam Deck, but I have like the Chinese ripoffs, right? I have like the Windows 11 kind of handhelds, and they run awesome. And Avowed, I'm playing that on handheld all day. I know that's blasphemous, but I just never one to really care about exclusives or graphic fidelity. So I'm ready for Avowed's. I'm ready, big time.
Now they're cooking pancakes or something. Oh, it's going to be a pie. It's going to be a pie.
Bro,
they might put the stew in the pie. Oh no, it's a fruit pie.
Why are they not live for me? What is going on?
I don't know.
Oh, they are cooking a pie. Oh man.
It's the best. I'm sorry I can't show you right now, but
this is so good. No, I actually see it now. This is so good. Oh man. Yeah, see, live your best life, you know? Cook some stew, relax. Have you dived into Elder Scrolls Online?
When it first came out, I played it a bit. And I actually quite liked aspects of it. So when the Elder Scrolls Online came out, it got kind of derided for being in a weird halfway house position between like Warcraft and Elder Scrolls and not really nailing either. Because it really upset people that they couldn't steal everybody's armor in the way that you could in Elder Scrolls. Like everything was less present in the world, but it also didn't quite hit Warcraft. But I liked the fact that you could just wander and explore and find things. It had the kind of the feel of an Elder Scrolls rather than a Warcraft in the way that it paced out. Then they went kind of, I don't know if they went free to play or if they just took away the subscription model, but they made the pricing and monetization funky, and I didn't go back. What about you? Have you played it much?
I fell in love with it the first time I played it. Like, mostly, okay, this is gonna sound weird, but when I first played WoW, I loved like the profession stuff. Like I love just gathering mining stuff and building like that kind of ecosystem and the building a market, right? Being the blacksmith, being the whatever, ore
God was
gatherer, and I
terrible at
would make
that.
money that way. I loved it, man. No, I don't know, man.
Did
It
you
was
play games
something
before
charred.
Warcraft?
Of course I did. Asa, how dare
Like
you, man?
MMOs
Listen,
before
whatever.
Warcraft
Don't talk
that
to
had
me.
actual
Don't talk to me,
crafting
all right?
systems.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Anyways, so something about it. I can't tell you why, but something about it did really hook me. Not in a deep way. It just because it wasn't deep, but it was simple and it was straightforward, and I really did get my gold that way. So I was really role playing that like blacksmith, and it was nice, and I had fun with it. So in Elder Scrolls, that's one of the things that like really hooked me was their crafting. Did you like the crafting in Elder Scrolls Online?
I don't think I got as far as like seeing it in any depth.
Okay, well, it
I've
hit
been
my
burnt,
OCD
though.
kind of like.
I've been burnt on MMO
well,
crafting because you can invest like 100 years into it and then that game gets shut down and it feels really sad. So
Yeah,
I'm
I know what you
reluctant
mean.
to engage with those kind of systems because I don't know if that game is
Yeah.
going to last.
I hear you, but it's so funny because the crafting systems are actually what hit my dopamine like really hard. That's why I love survival games. Like I'll just chop wood a fucking 5 million times and I'm like, oh, but it really did scratch that itch and it hits my that's the first thing in MMOs that hit my dopamine is like, okay, can I mine a some ore? Okay, how easy is it? Okay, good. And it just hits my dopamine, and that's usually my entry in it, and then the questing and all that, the story and the lore and gathering friends. That comes after, but that's what got me in Final Fantasy 14 as well. So 14 is it 14 the online one?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what hit me in 14 as well. So yeah, just Elder Scrolls took me with the crafting stuff, and then I got to max level, and then it just fell off a cliff, man. It fell off a cliff. I don't really know why. I was playing it like a robot, I guess because it was easy to play like a robot, so it wasn't really hard. It wasn't a hard game. Like in World of Warcraft early days, to beat 3 boars, you needed 3 people, you know? Like if you were a priest, forget it, right? You're gonna die against 2 mobs, right? So you had to get somebody. And in Final Fantasy 14 and in Elder Scrolls Online, it didn't feel that way. It felt like I could kill things really easily by myself, and I just played through the game by myself. And then by the end game, I was like, well, I'm playing this like a robot, and that's what I hate about MMOs. So I was like, yeah, and I dropped off for that reason.
You got a lot further than I did, but agreed on the MMOs. Right. The cooking is finished. It's very disappointing. Yeah, that's Gamsley. He's a really good guy, and we're gonna put on a fantastic Xbox podcast for you.
Yeah, I talk too much. Welcome. We're
That's
gonna try
part
to
of a
stop.
podcast. It's gonna work.
We're gonna try to get the podcast done short and sweet, but it might go on for 4 hours. Lock in, baby. Did you tell them?
Warm me up at all. Did I tell them what?
Did you tell them that we might play some games after the podcast?
I did not go into that kind of detail, but that is a thing that could be happening as well. So
yeah,
lots of
just to
Xbox
gauge
stuff
the
going on.
interest. What do they think? What do you think, guys? What do you think? Games after?
Is there a date for it, or is it delayed? League of Legends, not following the Xbox podcast. You can't League of Legends. There is a date for it, but we're not putting that out there yet because things can slip in terms of art and all the rest of it. So just keep watching this space, and you'll hear about it. We'll make sure you hear about it.
Murder baby, Jesus.
That's a cat. Don't worry, it's safe. You'll get used to it.
What's happening on the screen right now? I have it closed. God damn it. No more cooking? Is there more cooking?
No more cooking. It's just a guy talking now, so I don't want some Elder Scrollsy stuff. But...
Oh my god, you know what the best part about being on a podcast is going to be? Making fun of episode 13 every single chance I get.
That is going to be fun for everybody. Yeah. I've got nothing. I've got nothing for a moment. So, what I'm going to do is...
I was waiting. I was like, yes?
I'm going to move on to the questions for the end of this show, if we've got them, but I need to find it. So, Gabsy, you can stay there if you want, or you can drop out. It's up to you. Normally at the end of this one, I run through questions on Discord and questions from the YouTube Q&A. So, apparently we've got a bunch of questions in the Q&A box. Up to you. You can stick around if you've got time.
Right here. I'm saying right here. I got a little bit of time, so.
So I'm going to start with the Discord. I can't start with the Discord. I'm going to start with the YouTube questions. The Discord questions I can't navigate to without cutting off the audio because of the way they've got OBS out. So, YouTube. Here it comes. First question from the Q&A box is Game on Tonio. You have to be really careful with these always. It says, why were people hyping this Xbox Direct? It's a developer event, and from what I've seen, they all follow the same format. Talk about your game for 10 to 20 minutes and then move on. That's boring to me, honestly, which is not a question. So I'm going to let you address Tony because I can tell you're good friends already. What do you say to that?
Oh boy. Well, you're wrong because that was awesome. That was an awesome thing to see. You know, I don't blame you for finding it boring. I'm not gonna attack you for it. Some people want to see action and less talking from the developers, but I think there's room for that because we're always complaining about not knowing what a game is. We complained before the direct of not knowing what Indiana Jones is going to be. Is it third person, first person, blah, blah, blah. There's so much a trailer and an action shot can do for you. And I like when devs kind of, put you through what exactly the game's going to be. And that's what, that's what happened to Redfall throughout the whole launch, right? Even though it was a terrible game, in my opinion. It was shrouded in mystery, and it would be nice to have a direct going deep down into it, which happened near the end, and showing you what the game is, so you could be like, I don't need to be hyped about this, or I could be hyped about this. I think there's a place for these things.
I also did enjoy it, Tony, so I agree that you're wrong on this occasion. But I don't hate you. I think you're awesome. Speaking of awesome, my wife heard me complaining that it's cold and she got me a hoodie. I put it on back to front. It's just a hoodie. I can't get out my chair and put it on properly. I'm just going to wear it backwards, hood over my face, and embrace the warmth of my own breath.
Finally, someone's smart. My God, shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She warned me before. She told me, your room's freezing. You're going to freeze. And I was like, no, I like it. I like the cold.
You didn't have your tea, Asa? You didn't have a tea? Too bad.
No, I had the coffee that you always insist. I had coffee. But it doesn't last for the whole 2 hours.
This was time for a tea, Asa. It was time for a tea.
You know the ways of the Brits. Right, let's do the next question. Please, Isla. And then we get this little delay because she doesn't know yet. Stream catches up. I could click through it myself, but it's too cold.
My God, she got you a hoodie, man. She got you a hoodie.
No, Isla, not my wife. They're different people. Very different people.
Oh. Whoops. Anyways.
It's not working. I've not got the next question. What's Patrick
Oh, okay,
done?
I could talk. I could make stuff up. So Asa, why are you so tall?
Why am I so tall? It's so that I can.
Do you have genetics? Do you have good genetics? Are your parents tall? Are they huge?
My parents are both fairly tall. Yeah. My dad's probably a similar height to me, but I guess my mum is more unusually tall. She's not like unusually tall, but if I were to guess where my height came from, it's probably that side.
I wish. I wish.
It's not going to help you out, I'm afraid. Right.
Yeah.
If you were hoping for some
5'2".
piece of advice, like I went to a certain location on a certain weather and
got
suddenly
stretched
became
out.
taller, you got nothing that can help. But
I could be playing a
Right.
dwarf in the next Lord of the Rings movie. Anyways, next.
Isla has said, I emailed you 4 thumbnails. Why did you choose this one? Brackets, I have a theory. So one possible answer to that, Isla, is that it was the most recent one, which means it's probably your favorite of the bunch. It's the one that you've refined furthest, and I just trust your judgment and go with it. The actual reason was I liked the colors more. And I didn't like the ones where the developers were more emphasized because people are boring to look at and games are interesting to look at. So that was why. Next question, please. Yeah, it's coming, it's coming. That's beautiful. Keep singing, keep singing. Read above in chat. No, you don't get to quit. I need the next question. Here we go. So Bright has asked, are the Badger logos going to be more expensive nowadays? No, they won't. Just because I'm going to be getting loads more content doesn't mean I'm going to up the prices of the memberships and things. Or does it? Oh, that's a good idea. That'll get you your 5 million. I'm doing it.
Money. Yeah, bleed them dry, Asa. Oh, we love you guys.
Wait. I'm also being told to read something that Tony said, which is always a risk. Tony says, it's on Game Pass, so do I really need a deep dive on a game that I can try? Wow, Tony's getting into the subject matter properly. You can say that about all of the marketing cycle. Ultimately, people that come and watch all of this stuff are almost doing a different hobby aside from gaming. You could live your life quite happily without seeing any of these trailers and dev directs and things and just get to the main event and play the games. You're not wrong, Tony, but you are here to talk about it and speculate on them, so I think you love it.
Yeah. Tony. That's all I got.
Works,
I still hate you and think you're wrong.
Next question, please. Tom's got an idea. We can charge £1,000 for people to buy in as a badger. So founding badgers is unavailable for any amount of money, Tom. That's special. If you got in at that level, you got that forever. But I like the thinking. I missed it again. Oh, fuck. Someone paste it or put it in the Q&A box and I'll get it properly. I've done something wrong. Right. Next actual question. This is why you quit, because Tony asks, oh, okay, so it's not Tony that I'm looking for, it's Isla pasting something that Tony asked that fell out of the Q&A box. So Tony asks, this is from Discord, if things continue how they are, with Nintendo being behind with cell phone chips as the power, will Nintendo not make any better games, meaning more graphically demanding open world with more than trees and choices, like a Skyrim type of game? Tony, learn to type. Damn it, I don't know what that means. Nintendo are going to continue to be behind. You mean, are you talking about the Switch too, Tony, or do you mean if they don't release any more hardware?
I'm going to...
Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go for it. He says Switch 2.
Yeah, look, Switch 2 is going to be a success whether you like it or not, all right? Right, Tony? No, it's gonna be huge. They found their niche. They've made open worlds, marvelous open worlds with that Tegra chip, with less AI, like with no AI features, no upscaling, nothing, no AMD, I don't know, DLSS or whatever. Like those chips were lackluster in almost every way. And they did Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, 1, 3, you know, like they've done
Me.
so many big RPGs and big worlds, including Mario Odyssey and all those games. I mean, the technology in these chips are getting better and better, and with AI help and with, software help, these chips are just monsters, and the possibilities are endless, and they won't need to really refresh anything for the next 6 years comfortably. I think the Switch 2 is going to have a longer and easier time with games, even if they start to get slow. It's gonna They're gonna find tricks to make it, feel just as good as everywhere else. I really truly believe that. And if I'm wrong, they go to cloud, and who cares, right? I mean, cloud is also a thing that's going to be better in 6 years as well. And our infrastructure will also help us obtain speeds that you need to, play good cloud games. And I don't know, man. Nintendo's in a good spot.
They definitely are. I also think, Tony, even if Nintendo are sticking with like cell architecture or staying way behind the other consoles or whatever, it's still 8 years later than the Switch or something, like 100 years later than Switch. I can't remember when that thing came out, but stuff has advanced enough for them to have more trees.
7
I think
years.
you'll be pleased. Yeah.
7
Yeah.
years. 7
It's
years.
been a long time. That Switch is old.
I think it's 7 years. Yeah, man. Two Zeldas? Like, I don't know. 2 big Zelda games.
All right, the next question is, Bri, if you were president, what would your new laws be and why? Bri has asked me this multiple times, so you can answer it, Gamsling. If you were president, what would you immediately change? President of Canada.
President of Canada. I would declare episode 13 my mule boy.
Perfect. Law pass, whatever kind of parliament you've got there, I'm on it, and we are passing that straight through. Sorry, episode 13, but that's your future.
That's the number one thing.
So that is a fine answer. That is a fine answer. Let's go next question.
I'll keep it at that. I won't.
What
say
does a
anything
mule boy do?
intelligent. I'll talk too much. Smuggle drugs for you. I don't know. Yeah, mostly smuggle drugs. Yeah,
mostly smuggle drugs. There you go. Episode 13. Prepare yourself. Right. Game Antonio. I'm glad Anthony is a part of your crew. Is a good addition.
I'm pleased.
There you go. And that's Tony, so you can't hate him anymore.
Yeah, I still hate you because you yelled my name. Not sure why. And also, I'm super excited to, maybe put a laughing smile on Asa's face in some of these podcasts, hopefully, instead of him just being dreadfully silent the whole time.
Yeah, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. I'm confident. Our conversations go well. So
no, I love it. It's all funny.
Right, let's have the next. It's a signature of Tony yelling your names. It is a Tony signature. The other one is I typically call absolutely everybody in chat Tony by accident. So it works. Right. Episode 13 asked, and this one's not so much a question. Tonio, you moaning git, which I think is more for you, Tony, actually. You might need to respond to episode 13 in chat. I can't help you with that. Next question, please.
Episode 13 is so petty. He had to put that in the freaking question box. That's solid.
Right. How's it do? Ali, what's your opinion about Easter eggs in games? Like, do you even care? depends on the game very much for me. Like some games and some Easter eggs are subtle and well executed, and some of them are just like too on the nose and gross. I like Easter eggs, especially the roots of an Easter egg where it's just a developer putting something, a bit of fun in there for their own sake, and yeah, let developers have their fun. If it's more commercial as an Easter egg, then it's more dicey on whether it's going to help or hinder the game. What about you? Do you like some Easter eggs? Have you got a favorite Easter egg?
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Easter eggs in most things. We were talking about logos before, right? And I saw I was talking about how I love logos with a little bit like a little Easter egg just for like history's sake or whatever, right? Something subtle but calls something beautiful back. I love expression, and I think a good Easter egg is in Halo Infinite, the sandwich. Is it a sandwich? It was a sandwich, right? It was a
I
good
can
one.
remember that.
I love it. It's like this sandwich in a cave, and the grunts are like worshiping it. And then they had sandwiches in Starfield, and it's just a really fun kind of inside joke that the devs are putting out there, and I love that type of stuff. So yeah, big fan of Easter eggs, but not like the
Yeah,
Marvel
when they're
Easter
done
egg
right.
stuff. Like that's
Yeah, not
too
commercial
much.
ones.
Yeah.
Real dev fun and insight and all the rest of it. Yes. Next question, please. Nyla's quit and dies. She's dying, she quits and she dies, which means we might not get the next question. But normally she's okay when she dies and she puts the question up anyway.
Your name, McGonads. I keep thinking McDonald's, and it's not good. You need to change it.
From Alex, my question would be, what do you think of the Indiana Jones game? The Indiana Jones game showed at the Xbox Developer Direct, and give us a deep dive. We're going to skip that one because, Alex, I know that you asked that on Discord before the show, and we have talked about Indiana Jones. So, thank you for that one. We'll do the next.
Did I get the joke? I'm pretty sure I didn't. Pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, hold your horses on the Xbox Direct topics, all right? Give us some time to cook a little bit next week. 3 friends talking garbage. I don't know. Shooting stuff out there. Never. We're not that ready.
Might be, but probably not. But we might be. Tom says, "Tell episode 13 I love him." Isla, did Tom actually say that? Is this from Tom, or did you put words in his mouth? Because it doesn't sound like a thing that Tom would say. Actually, it does sound like a thing that Tom would say, because it sounds like a thing that episode 13 would ask about. So, message sent, Tom. You've done it. It was actually him. It does make a lot of sense following through the Discord conversations, yes.
Pretty sure we're all after you, episode 13. There might be a theme going on here. I don't know what's going on.
Right. Message delivered. Let's have the next one.
Is that tea?
No, this is ginger beer. It was supposed to have rum in it, but I can't see the bottle. Ginger beer is good with rum. You will learn.
Or just not have the ginger beer.
But it's delicious.
And
why would I not have it? Well,
man, I hate
that would be a disaster.
I'm not a beer fan. Beer fan, I am not.
Ginger beer does not taste like beer. Have you never had ginger beer?
Whatever. No,
it's not remotely similar to beer.
I'm a fraud. Full fraud alert. Put up the fraud alert.
Tom continued, it's just his religious views as to why he goes after episode 13, his religious views being the Xbox stuff. So, right, next one, please.
So I missed the announcement. You announced other shows too. right? Which one? What was that?
No, yes and no. So there's one other that's open, not... Oh shit, I'm about to run out of disk space. That's exciting. The open one with Dodge and Chris. I haven't got the other ones lined up yet, so those two are coming at a very similar
Cool
kind of
stuff.
cadence.
Cool stuff. Lovely.
Yes,
question,
it's going to be
please. No, I
awesome
can't say
stuff.
that. That's
I
your
think
that's
we've
your
run
line.
out. No. You can get used to the interactions. It's fine. It's fine. But I think we're done with questions anyway. That was the last. So
Perfect.
Perfect is right. That's rounding it off. That'll finish it up there. There'll be more than 2. Not at first, FTW. On the lookout for other platforms.
Yeah.
And I will say, so the
PlayStation only one.
there will be a PlayStation one, but they're like they're not fanboy podcasts. It's just it's like a filter for people's interest. So Gamsy's obviously you've heard him talking today. He's got quite diverse taste in games, but it'll be a show that's focused on Xboxy topics for people that don't want to hear me talk about VR. You know, right? Focused slices of gaming stuff. That's going to be cool. They're going to be really good.
Yeah.
The people, I promise you, the people that I've got are working out so well. I'm very happy.
Yeah, the Xbox, in my head, the Xbox podcast that we're trying to set up here is going to be level-headed but fun. So we're not going to be, look, man, I'm not I'm not a clean person. Maybe, I'll call out 1 or 2 companies. Maybe. We never know. We're going to have fun, but I'm like Asa. I want some intelligent conversation going on with some cool, flavor shot in, and I think we're going to nail that. I hope.
Yep. And we definitely are. It's,
Not a fan war stuff. We're not what's it called? We're not on Dirt's show, We're not shooting dirt all the time.
fine line between the little war-y kind of side of it and the PR side of it. We don't need to do either, so it's going to be a good place.
Exactly.
Right, I'm going to say thank you for all of the people that came. I know there were loads of places you could have been this evening, loads of places you could have watched, and a bunch of you came to sit and watch it with me, so very much appreciated. Please do look forward to the podcasts that are coming, because, again, going to be brilliant. I'm so cold, I'm just going to go...
Asa, Game On Daily.